Hello guys, this is the next project for rebuilding the Matchbox toys. Two little road trains, both in reasonably good condition. A couple of little bits that need doing. This green one, that's a Dodge, doesn't seem to need much doing to it at all. It's got a broken toe hook at the back there. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. So I need to make a new one of those. Other than that, everything's there. That's a fine one, that. This one's got a couple of bits missing. There's a couple of wheels missing. There's a spare wheel that sits on the back there, and there's a tyre missing off the back there. The hopper has also got one of its doors missing. So I need to make a new one of those. And I'll make that out of either resin. I might make it out of plastic, to be fair. This one's got no hook on the front. That will need to be, I'll need to make one of those. And everything else on it is fine. It'll be fine, that. So that's the next project. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of, it'll take me a couple of weeks, next couple of weeks. And I'll update it as I go along. Thanks for watching. Ta-da. Okay guys, back again. And as you can see, I've got it all dismantled, got both trucks dismantled. 2 hopper trailers and 2 tipper trailers. Most of the wheels are intact. The GMC, the little red one over there, that's got 1 wheel missing and 2 tyres. The green one, the Dodge, nothing missing on it at all. A couple of bent axles, that's about it. And as I said before, there's not a lot wrong with either of them. There are 1 hopper gate missing. That's for the bottom of the hoppers here. And obviously that lets whatever that he's carrying out, normally grain, something like that. The suspension was broken, the suspension arm. And this was broken, but that's easily fixed. It's just glued back together again. And that is about it. So what I'm going to do with these now is I'm going to put them in a caustic soda bath and get all the paint off them. Then I'll clean them up, and once I've got them clean, I'll be back. Okay, back from a caustic soda bath for all this stuff, and as you can see, it's brought, all the paint off nicely, all gone, and that's on every part, and it's all come up very well. Not only do you have to take the paint off, but once it's off, you need a wire brush to clean it up and get a bit of polish on it. This is all going now is for paint. We'll put a primer on it, grey primer, and then give that a couple of days to harden. You won't see that, it'll be a couple of seconds because it'll be the next phase of the video. And as you can see, I've got all of the axles. Some of them are quite bent and buckled, as you can see there. They're not great, but they've got to be cleaned up and straightened out. The base plate on this one is bent at the front. Doesn't show up very well on there, but it is, believe me, it's bent on the front. I've repaired the suspension, as I mentioned a little while ago. All the wheels on these 2 trucks are the same size, so it doesn't matter that they're all together. I've started making the 2 new tyres and the new hub. The 2 tyres made from silicone mould, as you can see. This is half of the mould. And when the 2 halves are put together and filled with resin, that will get me, hopefully, 2 tyres. The 2 doors, these doors, oddly, are not only paired, but there's different ones for each trailer. So what I've done is I've made 2 of the ones that I've got, a copy of 2 of the ones that I've got. They're still in the silicone there. I'm going to take that out later and hopefully be able to make 2 new doors out of that. While I've been at it, pouring in all this silicone, I've made new hubs for the 3 different sizes of wheels on the Matchbox King size. And you might also be able to see in the middle there, there's a pair of air horns in the silicone. When I take that out, I should have a mould for all 3 sets, all 3 sizes of of hub. Which, if there's 3 sizes of hub, then there's 3 sizes of tyres. That's the next mould with the next size up, and then I have 2 there. What will go in the next mould, and that will make them all. All these moulds are made of is little packages that your little bits and pieces come from wherever you buy them, and filled with silicone, obviously with the piece inside it. If anybody wants to know about that, drop me a line. I'll let you know how I did it. That's about where I'm up to. Next stage is get some grey primer on it. Speak to you soon. Ta-da. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got all the bits and pieces painted. I've also painted them, sprayed them with a matte paint, and then a gloss lacquer, and they've come up, I think, really very well. And it's about half the price of buying gloss paint. So for me, that's the way to go with these. I've had to make a couple of modifications, as I mentioned. On this one, I've had to put a new tow hook on it. That's a piece of 2mm brass bar, bent over, a hole drilled in the back, cut the old hook off completely, drilled a hole in the back of the trailer and put the hook in, super glued it on. Bit of super glue mixed with corn flour and you're away. I still only have 3 hopper doors for this one, but before I put it together, hopefully another truck will arrive with a pair of hopper doors. I did try to mould them, but it was a complete disaster. They're too thin and too many intricate parts on them. Everything else seems to be okay. I've made a new hub for one that's missing, and that was a mould. That's worked out quite well. I have made 2 new tyres to put on. As I say, this GMC, the little red one, was missing 2 tyres and 1 hub, and that's about where I am. I think it's all. That's all I can tell you at the moment. So, see you again when I put when I put them all together. Hello guys. Right, as you can see, I've got the 2 little road trains finished. The little red one there. We'll move that green one out of the way. You have to excuse the shaky camera because I'm using my telephone. And as you can see, it's all nicely glossed up, nicely painted. The hopper door on that one has been replaced. I was going to make one. I tried to make it. It was a complete disaster. So I found another truck in the same on eBay and sacrificed some of its parts. I've replaced a spare wheel on the back there. Taken it all apart, obviously, and painted it all. Cleaned it all up underneath. It's nice, that. And the hopper doors work perfectly now. And what else? Can't remember what else was wrong with it now. There was no towing hook on the front here. I made one of those, moulded one from resin, made a silicone mould and moulded a new one. I've had printed, very kindly by my wife, this camera's not picking it up very well, the new signs on the side. It says Harris Bulk Hopper Haulage, because that's what I wanted it to say. The original, 1965, said through off. I've never seen any company just advertise the trailer name, but there you go. So that's both sides of that one, and I'm really quite happy with that. And that's going back on eBay as soon as I finish this video. So these things have got to pay for themselves somehow. And there you go. That's the little red one. I think that's quite nice. That's a nice little truck, that. The green one, oops, let's get this out of the way carefully. The green one, there wasn't an awful lot wrong with this one. If you remember from the start of the video, the towing hook was missing. I've made a new one out of a piece of brass bar and obviously painted it green. It's not quite the same shape as the original, but I don't think that's a big problem. Again, it said that the original signs on the side of it said Dodge trucks. I've never seen a company advertising the brand of their truck instead of what they do. And I used to work for a tipper company many years ago, and all they had on the side of it was sand and gravel. So that's what it says on here. And what else have I done? Cleaned and straightened the air cleaners and the exhaust pipe. Cleaned the windscreen on it and re-glossed it. All the wheels were there and still are. They're all original. That one seems to have lost a tyre. We'll fix that. And that's about it. That's about all there is. Quite a job to get the thing apart. Make sure all the tippers work on it. And as you can see, all the hydraulics inside. Oh, it took a lot of cleaning up, but once I'd got there, you know. There you go. All the tailgates on the back, on both of them. Whoops, that's a bit high. And there you go. Any questions? Any comments? If you could leave in the boxes below, I won't be too happy to answer them. And it'd be great if you could like, subscribe, and share the video if you could do. Thanks very much for watching. Ta-da!